I've seen a lot of medical devices in my 35 years here. Pretty much everything that was ever made, I've seen at one point or another. I have helped numerous surgeons and doctors solve their problems with our engineering skills, and as a result, I've got 9 patents that are issued for various medical devices. Lipids, for example, will attack polycarbonate, and that's probably where we've seen the most failures, and certain chemotherapy drugs. Anytime you have a failure in those kind of IV tubing sets, it really is a significant patient risk, and all kinds of bad things can happen. Like I said, like air embolism is one of the possibilities, infection getting in. You could have interaction between the medication and the material that either alters one or the other. There's also some issues with compatibility of like the stuff that's going through them, not just polycarbonate, but some of the other materials will be affected by the medications. Components of the plastic can leach out into the medication and then get injected into the patient. That's bad too. So back in 2004, I was investigating an incident involving a syringe pump. And it turns out that the cleaner that they had used on the pump had damaged part of the pump mechanism, actually broke away. So now the pump was supposed to automatically detect the size of the syringe. It thought that it had the next size smaller than it actually had. So as a result, the pump pushed the plunger exactly twice as far, and the patient got double the intended dose of morphine. Well, fortunately, there was no long-term injury to the patient. In the investigation, it's like, well, what's going on here? This thing pumped double what it was supposed to because this cleaner had damaged the pump. And then we started looking at the other pumps, the same model pump, and we found like, oh my gosh, all of them are starting to show signs of cracking. Some of them had already broken, and the problem got worse and worse over time. As more of these pumps were exposed to the cleaner, they became cleaned more often, that the number of pumps that were damaged essentially wiped out our entire fleet of that model of pump. And we had to replace all of them at great expense. They're just such dangerous failures. There's certain points on those pumps, if they fail, your patient is at risk of death. And it's not something that we find acceptable.